Everybody's already writing me. Rochelle White, I'm so sorry, but it's like we are back now. Satan was attacking that subject badly. It's like we are back, guys. Let me Benga, we are back. We are back. We are back. Call everybody, write everybody to come back that we are back. And then Mona Alphason, we are back. We are back. I think I should start. Can I continue now? Do you people think I should continue? Okay, then where is our guy? Yep, take it. Good, Frank, thank you. All right. I was mentioning, what was I doing? No, not just no. You have to give us a summary of where we were, of what I was talking about. Okay, who wants to give us a summary of what we were talking about, please? Anu.
So we're talking about the sources of wealth that God has given to us. And so we started with the first one being time, that God has given to us time as the number one source of wealth. And then after time, we went into space. And examples of space, it could be land, it could be water, it could be air. And so we define space as the territory. And the third one is work. And Pastor mentioned that work is not a curse, but work is a blessing. That even before the fall of Adam, God created work. And so work is the medium through which we could explore both time and space. And the fourth one that Pastor mentioned was law and order, and that is where exactly we are right now. Thank you.
So we were actually answering the question, the source of wealth. No, what is wealth and the source of wealth? And then what is money and then the source of money? We already gave the definition of what money is and what wealth is. So the most difficult question for any human being to answer, and maybe it's not just from you, you go and ask your professors in university who teach you economics and mathematics and business administration and finances, anything they teach you, tell them to tell you what is wealth and what is the source of wealth. Few individuals, maybe 1%, less than 1% of the world knows what I'm telling you here today. So we mentioned those points, that those are the major sources of wealth. The most important source of wealth is, all of you now together, time. Time is the material from which everything comes from. Everything comes from it. All sorts of wealth and money and resources come from it. Even money comes from time. Second source of wealth. Space. Territory. Where? Okay. Third source of wealth. Work. One of the greatest blessings that God has given humanity. And one of the greatest blessings that you could give yourself. Fourth source of wealth. Law and order. Sorry? Law and order. Why law and order? Law and order is that when God created light and said, let there be light, and created light, he created law and order in the midst, and he separated it. He divided between the light and darkness, and he put order. This will be day, and this will be night. Order. If God had not put order, nothing will work. Then he put order between space and earth. Order. Yeah, on the basis of everything is order. And let me tell you this clear and loud. One of the major reasons for underdevelopment in all developing countries, and Africa in particular, is that just one factor. even in our Nigeria, even in a country like India, where the economy and the GDP is so big because of the big population, but because of lack of order, poverty is still one of the poorest countries still in the world. Why? Because if there is no law and order on a high level, no, if the Bible says that the poor is having plenty of bread in his field, but they perish because of lack of order or lack of structure. So the poor man has plenty of bread in his field. I think that is Proverbs 23:13. They have plenty of bread in his field, but they perish. So, first of all, the question that I have is this: how can he be a poor man if he has plenty of bread? Because it says the poor has plenty of bread. So how can he be poor and have plenty of bread? Because he doesn't have a system. And those things perish, he becomes poor. It's not because God didn't bless him or God didn't give to him. So what that is telling us is that no matter how much God gives you, no matter how you are blessed as a nation, if you do not understand the wealth of law and order, even the wealth that you have been given will perish and you will remain poor. Then let's take the other scenario. What about if you have not been given wealth and you don't have wealth? You don't have any source of wealth, but you only have law and order. If you have just law and order, people who have wealth, wherever they have it, they will be bringing it to where law and order is. Believe me. They will be bringing it, they will carry and come to where there is law and order. Let's take a country that is called Singapore as an example. Singapore was this little province in Malaysia. It was part of Malaysia before, you know. It was the poorest part of Malaysia. In fact, the Malaysian government were having so much problem with them, with that province. It's just like the Boko Haram province now. Nigeria didn't know what to do with it. It just said, we expel you. That was the only time in history when the government, federal government, said we expel the state from the country. Can you believe it? It's just like they just expel you. Normally, it's the states themselves who are clamoring for independence and liberation of freedom. That's the way it happens normally. The people themselves want to go and you don't want them to go. But here, the people said, no, we are not going. We are going to repent. We are going to apologize. Let us stay. They said, no. You are so much a nuisance. We don't need, we don't even want to be all in our republic. Can you believe that kind of thing happened? It's the only time in history. It's just like it's like the colonial master. He said, I expel you. And you are fighting for independence before. So instead of you fighting for independence, they said they themselves gave you a free independence. So Singapore was expelled. They were voted out of the republic. And when they were voted out, they were begging to come back and they should forgive them. But they had a good leader that said, okay, what should we do? So it is that desperation that we didn't have anything. We were feeding off the republic before. Now that we are kicked out, how will we survive? They didn't have all resources, but they put law and order in place. The man, God gave him wisdom to put law and order in place. No raw materials, but law and order. And of course, other raw materials that God gave all men. Time, space, work. So they utilized all those things very well. I don't know, maybe consciously or unconsciously, but they were able to galvanize all that. Because if you have law and order, you are not just using law and order in terms of civil laws, but in every area, even in human management. And that brought wealth from everywhere. And now the standard of living of Singapore is higher than America. higher than Russia, higher than all of places with raw materials. Law and order. And if you see any poor country in the world today, you will see lack of law and order. Like, for example, in Nigeria, they have so much raw materials. In fact, cassava alone. You know, the budget of Nigeria is only 6 trillion naira. But cassava alone, just if you organize cassava, the one that is being produced right now, is worth 20 trillion. Only cassava, no oil, no gold, no other raw material, just cassava. Ordinary cassava, the one we eat in the shop. Gary? Yeah, only cassava alone is worth 20 trillion. 20 trillion. So that's like how many times? 4 times our national budget. Cassava alone, and that cassava is in that country. But nobody is harvesting, nobody is packaging, nobody is storing, nobody is exporting. People just eat doing cassava so that they eat, that's all. Not touching all other raw materials. If somebody will put order in that, amazing. Or so I mean, I cannot be. Anyway, law and order. Law and order. Because if we see how many days I see how, so law and order. Then the next one that follows law and order. So law and order is one of you now. Did you get where law and order is coming from now? Yes. Then after the fall of man, God chased Adam and Eve from Garden of Eden, and they didn't have law and order. This one was law running skater and everything. Some people were killing each other until God had to introduce 10 commandments. For what attempt? What was the attempt of the fall? To introduce some form of law and order. You understand? Because that is what brings sanity and growth and wealth as well. So law and order itself is wealth. Okay. Then that's number 4, right? I gave you. Then that is the number 4 source of wealth. Number 5 source of wealth. Number 5 source of wealth is you, human being. But it's not called you or human being. It's called human capital. Human capital. That is you. So human capital is, expands. You are a source of wealth by yourself. One of the strongest. And if you are going to put it in order of importance, that human capital, that you, where is it supposed to be? Number 3. Who said number 3? Good. Number 3. It's supposed to be number 3. Because you are the one to work. And you are the one to put order. You understand? But space and time, that has to come from God. So we already know where the source of wealth is. These are the basic, fundamental source of wealth. Everything you have on the earth. All right. Now, unfortunately, some people think that the only source of wealth that they have, like for example, in my country, Nigeria, people always talk about the source of wealth as raw materials only. They are not even talking of space. Nobody is even going to explore space or cosmic something. Nobody is even trying. They don't even see it as wealth at all. They are only talking about raw material, the one they can see in the oil, in the ground, oil and things like that. And they are not even talking about time, because they could come late and everything. I have an article where I wrote that Nigeria can double our GDP just by managing time and manipulating time. I have a whole article about that. Just through time, we could double our GDP every year. And I made the calculations there. Because it's a source of wealth. But we don't treat it as a source of wealth. In our country, in our continent, we don't even treat time as a source of wealth. But it's the greatest source of wealth. It's much more powerful than the raw materials they are talking about. It's number 1. Then number 3, in importance, which is human capital. We don't also treat that. We just treat our own population as if it's a nuisance. We are not treating it as a source of wealth as well. So a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. But that's for the country. Okay, so the next question is the source of money. And yeah, what is money and the source of money? I already told you what is money. Then the source of money. Source of money is very simple. Is money comes from discovery, wealth, and exerting the energy to convert it into marketable resources or marketable resources, products. Money comes from products or services. Marketable. So you explore, you look at wealth, like for example, people are wealth, human resources. So you could look at people and provide them the service they need. By providing him that service that he needs, I get money. So people then are wealth all around me. By exploring and relationship with people, I could convert that relationship into money. So money also comes from all those things that we have mentioned. All those things that we have mentioned. But when it comes to human capital, one of the greatest sources of, like for example, human capital includes, human capital, we think that this is human capital, but it's not as simple as that. Human capital is much more complex. Human capital is not just that it has eyes, hands, legs, brain, and all the things we have mentioned. Those are just the elementary ones. But the real potential, the real wealth in human capital is its ability to explore and see into the invisible realm. The ability of the human to see into the invisible realm and world and to explore it. And also the ability of the man to discover his invisible resources and how to exploit them. So they are much more even important. That's why God has made, the reason why that is so is because God has made man to be the king, the owner, the Lord of the universe, the ruler, the crown of the universe. So we have some extra potential, extra abilities to be able to explore and discover more wealth than ordinary human beings. So actually the process of discovery of wealth for the human being is unlimited. It just depends on how much he could develop himself. So it's unlimited. It's only limited by how much he has developed himself or could develop himself. So what then are the other questions under that number one?
The next question is, the next factor rather. The rich person...
Is it the next factor already?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just finished knowledge of what money is and where money
Okay.
comes from. The rich person has discovered the
Louder,
source...
please.
The rich person has discovered the source of money. He might,
that is still
however...
number one.
Yes.
That is still number one. That's not the next factor then. That is just the next under point. Yes. Say it, please.
Next under the under point.
No. So what you are reading, really?
Okay. The rich person has discovered the source of money. He might, however, not have discovered the source of wealth. The poor person might have neither discovered the source
First
of
of all,
money.
let's start from the first one you said now.
Okay.
The rich.
The rich person has discovered the source of money. He might, however, not have discovered the source of wealth.
Who wants to explain that? No answer. I've really confused you. It means you are not following me. You have not been following me very well. Let's get the president. President Victor.
So, the postulation here
Say
is,
it again.
The rich person has discovered the source of money. He might, however, not have discovered the source of wealth.
Good.
so the rich here being used, it was used in the late term that we understand what riches means, not in the time it's
Somebody
going to
who has
explain.
money, yeah.
Yes, so it's just about somebody who has money.
Yes.
And so he has
Not
said,
someone who's wealthy.
yes. So he has said it is somebody who has discovered the source of where money is. That means a particular place of transforming one part of wealth to money, which necessarily does not entail the holistic approach to wealth in itself.
Very
So,
good.
like he has explained, I would even want to classify into three: space, time, and matter. And I think matter is where we have work, law and order, and human capital, because it dictates what.
So now, what you wanted to say that the person, say the phrase again. The rich person
has discovered the source
has
of
discovered the source of money, but not necessarily,
Yes. He might
not
not
necessarily the source of wealth.
wealth.
So the rich person does not necessarily, the rich person is not necessarily wealthy. So when you see a rich person, it doesn't mean that he's wealthy. It could be wealthy, but not necessarily. So what does it mean to be rich? To be rich means to have money. But it doesn't mean that you are wealthy. So you could have money, but to be wealthy means that you know the source of resources or potential, and you are key into that inexhaustible wealth that is the source from which you are exploring and bringing out money, riches. Whereby most people, they are just rich because they got a contract somewhere. They don't have the source of wealth. They are not connected to the source of wealth. For example, if the contract is finished, they are finished. Or they just know somebody somewhere and they are trading with him, so they are rich. So if that person they are trading with or that product is no more selling, finish. You get it now? So they might be having some business opportunity. A lot of people that are rich in our society is because that one is, they always ask him, which one is raining? What idea now? What is selling? That is the thing that is selling. So they are always running to where he sells because they are not attached to wealth. They are only connected to riches. But the man who is wealthy doesn't run helter skelter. He keeps on exploring and exploiting. The man who is wealthy, for example, is the one that knows what to do with time and matter, the way he said. And creating and making time and who has discovered time as wealth, as source of wealth. Or who has discovered human resources as source of wealth. Or he has discovered labor or work as source of wealth. Or he has discovered space as source of wealth. Not just to know it in the head, but to discover it as a source of wealth. That means he knows how to convert it and how to exploit it. But most people don't go that far. That is too complex for a lot of people. A lot of people are only running after riches, not after wealth. So when I say that money won't make you rich, what am I talking about? I'm talking about real wealth. That through money you cannot be wealthy. You can have money, but you are not really rich. Because for you to be rich, really, you need to be wealthy. Only wealthy people are rich. But people who have money don't necessarily get to be rich. Okay, so what's the next question? The next apostolate.
Okay. The poor man with understanding could be richer than the rich man.
The poor man with understanding could be. Is a possibility. Could be. But if he is richer in understanding, he will not be poor. Because if he's really rich in understanding, he will have money. He might not have cash, but he will not be poor, just like me. I don't have cash, but I'm not poor. I don't have cash, but I'm living in a house that is costing $4 million US. But I don't have cash. I don't have cash, but I don't even know how many cars we have. How many cars do we have? 5. Okay. And I'm not even aware. Frankly speaking, I just know that one car will be there when I need to go out. That's it. I don't even know how many cars we have. But I don't have money. And I don't count cars. Because I'm not operating by riches. I'm not following riches. I'm not operating by riches. I'm not counting money. I'm not dealing with money at all. I don't even have anything to do with money. I never have money. Because I'm only dealing with wealth. I don't deal with money. I deal with where money comes from. I deal with the source. So I deal with human capital and resources. So I deal with myself as one of the greatest source of wealth. I deal with humans as one of the greatest source of wealth. I deal with time. I'm a master at dealing with time. My wife also, as a source of wealth. I deal with exploration of space, take advantage of space, by turning space into my prison yard. And I'm making it my source of wealth that way. That's not for you, that's too complex. So what is the next one we have?
So after that, then we went to the variance of wealth.
Sorry?
After that, that was the end, and then we went to the variance of wealth. So
That's number 2?
yes, so
Okay.
number 2.
Let's go to number 2.
Your financial condition is not what determines if you are rich or poor.
So how many of you is ready to, who out of you is ready to explain that now? Your financial condition is not what determines if you are rich or poor. Anybody want to explain that? Or I should just go ahead and explain it? Okay.
Yes.
I know you.
Yes, sir. So your financial condition is not what determines if you are rich or poor. So basically, as you've explained, riches and poverty is not determined by money. So what is making you poor or what is making you rich is your ignorance or knowledge of the sources of wealth and what true wealth is. So the moment you tap into the source of wealth and you're able to explore and then convert from the source of wealth and then transfer it from the invisible realm to the visible realm, then you become rich. But you remain poor if you are ignorant of the source of wealth and you cannot transfer from the invisible realm to this tangible
What
realm.
about the guy that has money right now? He has that $1 million. And we are saying that his financial condition, even though he has $1 million, is not what determines if he's rich or not. But he has the money. He has the money in his hand. Oh, the first girl is raising her hand today. Oh. But I saw that she's smart in the morning. So let's hear what she has to say now.
Okay. If your financial condition is not determined by, or it's not what determines if you're rich or poor.
Yes.
And, I mean, if it goes for poverty, then you should also go for riches. You explained the different sources of wealth. So I could have money, but I don't know what to do with my time, or what to do with my space, or what to do with the other forms of matter that have been provided. So I could have that money, but I'm just a rich man or a rich woman that knows how to look for money. I know where to look for money, I know how to get it, but it's No? I have money, right? But I'm not wealthy. That's what I'm saying.
No, not wealth. We are talking about rich or poor.
Oh, rich or poor? I thought you said true riches were measured by
Yes,
wealth.
but this the point 2 here is talking about. This is the point we are discussing. And what does this point say?
Your financial condition is not what determines if you are rich or poor.
Okay, let's Dr.
Okay, it means the same thing. Finances means money. It means tangible money.
Yes.
So, finances definitely determine whether you are rich and poor. It's not wealth.
Yes.
So, if you have tangible money, it's only then you can, like you said, go to the grocery store and get something. But if you don't, you can't even have a roof on top of your head. So, I think that's that.
Okay. No, that's not it. Yeah.
All right. So I think we can explain
No,
this.
before you, because you might give the right answer. So let's start with that first.
Okay. The financial condition doesn't determine whether you are rich or poor. I think we see that.
We are taking you with the deep water, so. Is it complex? Okay, go ahead.
I think we see that more in Nigeria. Politicians, they don't really know the source of the money they are getting. They just know they get the money.
Beautiful. Because not everybody that has money is rich. Even not wealthy. I'm not talking about wealthy. Even rich. He has money, but he does not even know. It's not that he doesn't know the source of wealth. That one is too far. Some people don't even know the source of money that they have, even though they have it now. Just like a prostitute. Why is it that prostitutes, they make money right now, and if you go to their rooms, money is lying everywhere? Because they don't know the source of money. That money was given to them, but they don't know the source of the money. So they cannot manage it, and they are rich right now until that money lasts them. And as soon as that money that they have right now in their koro hand finishes, they are poor again. So that doesn't mean that they are rich. Are you following me? But people who have money and don't know the source of money, there are always other traps all over them. Traps, deceptions, to suck away that money from them. And it happens all the time. That's why most of you that are here, you will remember that many times some of your parents were rich when you were younger or when you were growing up. But by the time you are middle age, or maybe we are just going to university or about to go to university, there is no more money. Because most of them, they only go for salary. Their source of money is salary. And if your source of money, that money you have right now, if the source of it is salary, you are a poor man. It means they sack you from that job, you are a poor man already. Even though right now you are still having money, but you lose your job, you are also a poor man like the other guy. You don't have any source of that money that you have. You are at the mercy of your employer. So what we are saying here is that your financial condition right now is not what determines either you are rich or poor. You are not rich at all. Even though you are a minister, you are getting from government or from contract or from bribe or from salary or from, you are still not rich or poor. And the man that doesn't have money right now could still get some knowledge if he tries, if he wants to. Get understanding of source of money, or even better still source of wealth, and just maintain it. Have you not heard the story of people who win lotteries? Yes. They also have money, but they are not rich. Because for you to be rich, you must have the knowledge of the source. You must first of all be rich in your mind. You must first of all be rich in the laws of money, on the source of money. That is only when you become rich. Sorry, I cut you short. Maybe you wanted to. Okay, nothing to add. Okay, then let's continue. What's the next one?
We are the ones who enthrone or exalt money to a paramount position in our lives.
Again.
We are the ones.
We are the ones
who enthrone or exalt money. To
we are the ones who enthrone and exalt money to a paramount position in our lives. We are the one who empower money. We give money the significance it has. We, through our attitude, exalt money, worship money. As a matter of principle, this thing I just showed you is true. I don't ever have money. As a matter of principle, I don't ever carry money with me. As a matter of principle, I want to prove to myself and to the world that wealth is more important than money. And I don't want to exalt money. Because people who exalt money, they never become rich. Truly. Because money always conquers them. They always become slaves of money. And money are supposed to be your slaves. Money is supposed to be your slave. Money is a good slave, a good servant, but a very poor master. So, and one of the laws of money, the very first law of money, is that money should not be spent. The second law of money is that what? No.
Multiply.
No. The second law of money is that you must not listen to the dictates of money. You must never listen to the dictates of money. What does that mean? Money demands obedience. Money commands. And money gives instruction. What does that mean? What do I mean by that? Please come. Anytime you receive some bunch of money in your hand or salary, you begin to hear instructions from money. You remember you are supposed to promise that person. You remember you are supposed to buy that thing. You remember that thing you are going to. That are the dictates of money. So they are your Lord. The money becomes your Lord. The money demands lordship by commanding you to obey it. And that is why one of the most important things you could do with money is not to respond to the dictates of money and neglect it. Not to spend it. If you can do that and neglect the dictates, all those voices, and just neglect it and not even, as if it's not even there. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm not working with anything. Then you are not a servant. You are making yourself his Lord right there. Because you have conquered it. So you are now the one that decides what to do, not those voices, not the dictates that is given to you. I don't know if you're getting it. And as long as you are obedient to the dictates of money and you have not conquered the voices and dictates of money, you will never rule over it because he is ruling over you per se. But when you make your own plan and you inform, intentionally, purposefully, know what you are doing and plan out for it. This is what I'm going to do with you. This is what I'm going to do with you. From that point, you stand on your way. You set yourself on the way for financial prosperity and liberty. It starts with you. I'm sorry, I'm going to open this thing. It starts with you overcoming the dictates of money. Okay, so what does that one say? You understand that one already. Let's go to the next one.
Number 4. By overemphasizing money, we make it an object of worship.
Okay? Well, how many of you understand what that means? By overemphasizing money, we make it an object of worship. Anybody wants to explain that? And that's another reason why I don't carry that money. Please, Ojo.
Yes, I remember the Bible says that you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve.
Now you understand what Jesus is talking about.
Yeah.
It's easy to just quote that scripture. And people in religion, they just quote those things. But for you to understand, it's totally different. Now you are getting to a place of understanding. Now, explain that.
So Jesus said you cannot serve God and mammon together. And the reason being that both of them have potentials to be Lord. Both of them want to be Lord. God wants to be the Lord over your life. He wants you to serve him. He wants you to seek him. The same thing to obey him. The same thing with money. So money wants to lord over you. Money wants you to obey. Yeah. So like we said earlier, if we don't master money and we make money our master, then we obey the dictates of money.
No, nobody makes money his master. If you respect money too much, if you respect money too much, if you honor money too much, if you overemphasize the importance of money, not about thinking about it, you need to think about it to be able to make management and be able to make investment decisions and things like that. But you don't let it take a hold of you to have you relate to it as you relate to your any other tools. To relate to your car, to your spoon, to your cup that you use, something that you use. You must always see it as a tool. If you don't put it under like that as a tool, and you emphasize it more than the tool, as if that is what matters. For example, people say, I don't have money, so it's because I don't have money that I cannot do this and this. That way they are saying that money is my Lord. Money determines what I can do and what I cannot do. I don't know if you are getting it. Some people are saying, I cannot afford this. What are they saying? Money does not allow me. Money has not permitted me to be able to do this. That is what it means I cannot afford it. But if you are a master over money and Lord over money, you say, okay, I'm working out the strategy. Just work out the strategy and you'll be able to tell the time when you can afford it. Because you are the one who is really over money. You don't need to make the calculation and be able to put things together and be able to tell exactly when the thing will be necessary, will be there for you to use. You are the one running it. He's not the one running you. You want to say something? Okay.
Number 5, true wealth is beyond money.
Now, I think we have explained that, but I'm trying one of you to explain that as well. Tell me what that means. True wealth goes beyond money. What does that mean? That is true wealth. Wealth is more important than, that is to say, wealth is more important than money. And that's so simple to explain.
I will take one of the fundamentals that you gave about wealth and one example that we gave about wealth. One is time and one is health. Yeah. So you could be rich with money, like tangible money, and you could be in an ICU and on a ventilator, and you don't have the time, nor do you have the health. So even if you have the money, if you don't have these two, you're not rich. You're not rich.
I lost a lot of what you said, but anyway, I got it. Anybody else want to say that? Talk about it? Yes, please.
Okay. What I understand by true wealth is beyond money. I could use a visible proof I can see, which is Pastor Sunday. He's wealthy, though he doesn't work with money. So lack of money in his pocket does not mean he's not wealthy.
Yeah, from what's true wealth, the true wealth is beyond money. I could say that our wealth can't be put in a box. Our wealth is endless. Even when we don't have that money, our mind is there. Even when we are handicapped, there are other things that God has given to us, which Pastor has listed. So,
but one has to acknowledge that.
Acknowledge that.
And one has to also know how to tap into those things. And how to convert those things that you are mentioning as wealth now. Because if you even have those, everybody have eyes now. Everybody have legs. Everybody have body. But they are not aware or they don't even know how to convert. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's awesome.
Money is a form of wealth. Money is only a part of wealth. It's only a drop of wealth. So You might not have money at the moment, but you're definitely wealthy. And this is just because money is not, it doesn't fully explain what wealth is. It doesn't say exactly what wealth is all about. It's just like a fraction.
Okay.
Well, I can use a metaphor that just because you have a screwdriver, which is money, doesn't mean you have the skill to use it.
That means money doesn't mean wealth. Okay.
Yeah, we could also use this analogy of a fruit or a seed. So if I give you a seed of orange or a fruit of orange, which would one actually want to collect?
Brilliant illustration, because you will have seeds, and that means you have wealth.
Yeah.
But many people would not recognize that what you're giving me. Me, I need to eat. I need money. He thinks it's fruit that he needs, because fruit gives you immediate expression, yes, of you can eat it. But if you are really smart, the seed will give you much more fruits. That fruit alone, that one you have, doesn't make you rich. But the fruit is you are not rich with money, but you're already wealthy. But you could convert that seed into fruit for you to be rich. Beautiful.
I just want to say something. Now, the example I want to draw here is that of Esau and the brother. Now, Esau actually had wealth which he was not aware of. And because of that, he saw riches in his brother.
Right.
And he chose to exchange his wealth for riches. So, by the end of the day, he became poor. He became poor, and the brother who saw the riches, or the wealth rather, and went for the wealth,
Beautiful.
was the person at the end of the day who became the
Okay, next one.
6. The hidden resources and treasures in you are worth more than money.
Now everybody should understand that.
Yeah.
Can anybody want to explain that? Say it again, please.
The hidden resources and treasures in you are worth more than money.
Who wants to explain that to us? Yeah, please.
I'm going to use this scripture that says the things which are visible are temporary and the things which are invisible are actually eternal. Okay, I just want to use it like that. But from here now we know that wealth is actually internalized and money is the physical thing you're seeing. So the moment you have the internalized version, this is you have the internalized version of what you call so-called money. Whenever the one physically goes, you can easily make it.
For example, what are the internalized?
Okay, the internalized one are those ones we just mentioned.
No, mention.
Okay. Oh, okay. We mentioned something about creativity. Okay, let me use maybe Mark Zuckerberg as an example. There is no amount of money you have in cash. When the money goes, he still have it inside of him to make more than what he can.
Okay, next one.
7. Your greatest resources, riches and wealth remain unrecognized and untapped by you.
Say it again.
Your greatest resources, riches and wealth remain unrecognized and untapped by you.
Is that how we said it?
Yes, sir.
No, can you say it again? Can somebody else? There is something that is.
Your greatest riches, wealth, and resources remain
unrecognized.
There is something missing there.
Yeah, I think maybe You are poor because they.
You are poor because,
Yeah.
Okay.
You're poor because they hidden resources.
You are poor because your greatest resources, riches, and wealth.
I thought that was like
Huh?
It's
Yeah.
the last one.
It's not the last one, is it?
It's the last one, yes, sir.
you're already poor because you have not.
Number 7, you're poor because you are poor because
Number 7, okay, you are poor because your greatest resources, riches, and what?
It's number 8.
It's number 8.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Your greatest resources, riches, and wealth remain unrecognized and untapped. Okay, let's talk about it. But that is, that is talking about wealth, really, right? That your greatest wealth are in you, and that is what the factor that makes the difference between either you are rich or you are poor. Even people who are rich could still be having their greatest resources untapped and unexplored, and the people, especially the people that are poor. Our greatest resources are what I already told you, the source of wealth. But let's talk about ourselves. Our greatest resources is what we have. And those are the things that we have already mentioned. Every one of us is being created by God to be wealthy. There is nobody that is sent to this world poor. Every one of us has untapped or unrecognized resources, riches, and wealth. Who wrote that 30 list that we had? Okay. Can you start from the bottom?
Okay. Zeal and passion.
Okay.
Hope and faith.
No. Zeal and passion. Pastor Sufficient, Pastor Giro. Zeal and passion. Do you know that you have a lot of zeal and passion? But zeal and passion is actually in every one of us. But some people have it developed and some people have it undeveloped. Now, what we are talking about that is untapped is that zeal and passion could be converted. Not could be converted. That rich and passion is the wealth and the resource that God has given you to make you rich. But it's not giving you riches, because riches come from wealth. So he has given you a wealth. And that's why the story of the talents is then trying to teach us. Everyone, there is no one that has come to this world without wealth. So let's say she just has one thing: passion, zeal. That one alone is a gold mine. So now, passion and zeal converts and turns to riches. But the question is, how do we do it? Let's start. How do we do it? The way we do it is this. Number one, she has to get a goal and a purpose for that passion. First of all, she has to recognize, that's why I say remain unrecognized. First of all, she has to recognize that she is good in that area of passion. She has to recognize that, or maybe I should do it in a different way. And anybody recognizes that they have passion. Do you recognize you have passion? Okay. Anyone that recognizes that you have passion, you have to first of all recognize that you have it. You have passion. Now, that passion has to be given direction. Now, you will remain poor until you find a topic or a direction or a vision or a goal for your passion. Okay, let's say it's not passion. Mention another one, please.
The next was hope and faith.
Hope and faith. Anybody here says he has hope or faith? Please come. You have hope that you become Nigerian president. Hope and faith. Let's just say hope. Let's just say hope. No. So she has passion. I say that is wealth. And it has to be converted. I want to be showing you now how she will convert her passion to wealth. And I want to show you how he will convert his hope to riches. No, not to wealth. How she will convert her passion to riches, and how he will convert his hope to riches. Okay, give me another one.
Hard work.
Anybody thinks is a hard working here? And I will show you how he will convert his own hard work to riches. So remember who you are. Any other person there?
Opportunities.
You like opportunities?
He's got one now.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you are there.
Yeah.
You might need to stand up. Who are you?
I am passion.
Passion. Zeal. So how do you convert passion and zeal to wealth? The way to do it is this. First of all, get a what?
Direction.
A direction. Give it a direction. That means what? No, I want to use that passion. I want to give it a topic, a title. I want to, passion or zeal is a propeller.
Yeah.
It's like a push, a propeller. Yeah? But what am I propelling?
Vision. A vision.
A vision.
Yeah.
So, because it's a push, it's an engine. So, where am I going? So, you have to decide where you are going. So, for example, where she's going might be, I want to elevate the status of women. Or I want to make women beautiful. That is the goal. That's the direction she has given it. Finish. As long as she gives that passion and zeal direction, that is already 50% of what riches right there.
Right.
So what is the other 50% that she needs to do for riches to come to her? Huh? No. Now that you have said, okay, I want to make women rich, give them beauty. I want to give them beauty or whatever. So now that you have given the direction to your passion, now your jurisdiction is known. Your territory is known. What you now need to put into place is to release, use all, put to force and put to work. You know that work is the instrument through which we convert every other resources, every other wealth into money.
Yes.
Work is that's why it's one of the most important words that we have. It is the primary and the basic source and key of converting. It is the instrument of conversion of all other wealth into riches. It is work. So what you need to do is to make sure you use and put into use that zeal and passion that you have, not 50%, not 10%. Make sure that you release everything 100%. When your commitment becomes absolute, 100%, you are unstoppable. So that means you are using passion, that passion you are putting all passion into researching how to what the word of beauty for women. With all passion, you must put all your passion to research how the woman must be, how to make women beautiful, to study, to find out how to make them beautiful. Then all that passion must be invested in finding those women and letting them know that you are here to make you beautiful. I'm here, but you must do it with all that passion. So everything you need to do, you must make sure that your primary resource, your primary wealth is being committed to every single thing. For example, we could say one of the wealth that I'm having, Pastor Sunday, is not the information that I'm having, no, but we just want quality, persistence. So I'm using persistence in every little, it doesn't matter what, persistence. Putting the whole thing in it. And not stop. Let's use that, for example, for my Facebook pages. My Facebook program, twice a day. So it doesn't matter what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what the topic is. And it's true, I have different topics every day. No, it doesn't matter what topic, I'm just persistent, that's all. And when I'm even saying it also, I'm persistent. So when you are having zeal and passion, even when you are talking about it, that passion must. So anything you are doing, you must make sure that you are pushing that your strength, that your wealth, you are using it. Even when you are talking about it to the women that I want to make you beautiful, don't just tell them like normal human being. You must know that my wealth is passionate. So your key to talking to them is to use that passion to communicate to them. That's what we get to them. It is the rich, the wealth that you have recognized in yourself that you must fall back to. You must use it to talk about the passionate thing. Then when you are doing the publicity, you must do it passionately. That is why people say it is not what you say sometimes, but how you say it that brings it. Now you tell me the result. If she is using that kind of energy, that kind of passion to advertise, everybody, and that means that you are using such passion so that not just everybody in Ukraine is hearing about you, even everybody in America and Africa, everybody is hearing that you are in Ukraine. Yeah. That's what means commit your passion. But when you're just doing it, okay, I have time. I did this thing today. I said, maybe somebody will hear. Somebody will tell somebody. But you must know that in this kingdom, anything you do without 100% commitment is paralytic. It's equal to paralytic. It's just like the example I always give with boiling egg. If it's not 100% heat, water, that water, because I used to tell the story. I used to think that it's hot when it's 40 degrees. And I put the egg out. I used to be in my village and using firewood until my eyes were red like this. More red than the fire. But I didn't know that it's not just any water that is hot that can cook egg. I did it for 3 hours, it never cooked. But I used to remember that my grandmother, she was just putting that thing in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the thing is cooked. I didn't know that the intensity of the degree, the velocity is, something is different. So the heat, when the heat hits 100 degree, you don't need to spend 3 hours or 6 hours to be blowing it something up. And even if the water is 80% or 90 degree or 80 degree, it will still not be boiled to the end. But when it's 100 degree, it is only when that's how faith works in this kingdom. Everything works. If you commit 100%, that is only when the grace of God is released upon it. Just like it's only 100 degree that boils egg. In this kingdom, only 100% commitment brings result. Just like with a woman that is giving birth. If she is not pushing 100%, or what do you call it? Push and what? Push. If she's not doing committed 100%, just I don't have time. She will die. It's not possible. The baby will never come out. So it is 100% commitment that brings result. So the baby you see is like a fruit. Any fruit in life is possible only when there's 100% commitment. So can you imagine her using all that 100% zeal? I also have zeal. So when I came to Ukraine here, I came with $20 in my pocket. Only $20. And to rent an apartment, I was first of all working as a journalist. So I was doing well as a journalist. Then I resigned. I was starting a church. I had to move from my apartment and move to the to this old dormitory and stayed with some students there. So they said they have a bed because one of the guys went to get an apartment. So I was paying $5 out of my $20 for the bed. But I knew that if I don't use my zeal on time right now, by the time this thing finishes, there will be nothing to eat. So I was going out every day, and I was saying I will not come back in until I reach 100 people a day. Individually, I will talk to them individually, and I will use, when I'm talking, I will also use that zeal. I will be crying, standing on my knees in the public transport. Please don't go to hell. Please don't go to hell. Please don't go to hell. Come to this meeting. So you must give your zeal or passion, give it direction, and then commit to it 100%. Otherwise, you are deceiving yourself. So by the time it was I wanted to have 1,000 people in 2 years. That was my goal. That in 2 years, I must have 1,000 people in the church. But because of the commitment of that passion, and I never stopped. For 1 year, I was going out touching 100 people every day. By the time we were 1 year, we were already having 1,000 instead of 2 years. By the time we were 2 years, when I was supposed to have 1,000, we were already having 2,000. Just no money, nothing. But I have something greater than money. Wealth. But I recognize that wealth. And I tapped it and I used it. So if you will give 100% commitment to your zeal, just to zeal alone, in all the way, not just in the big when you are talking alone, all the way. When you are doing advertisement, do it with that zeal. When you are doing publicity or drawing or quality, do it with that zeal. When you are inviting people, just like, what was her name? Sufficient was releasing a book. She had the zeal to write personally to all her friends, and even all my friends, everybody in the Facebook. I didn't even know she did it. It was later on that she told me she did it also. You have to have that zeal to commit your zeal to the end. It has to be 100%. Only when your commitment is 100% in anything, any of the gifts, then you convince God that you are ready for His grace. Anything will turn to gold. Anything will turn to money when you put it to use 100%. Anything. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a good example. Now I'm through with you. You guys. Is that clear or is not clear? Okay, give the Lord a round of applause. So who are you? Hope. Okay, hope and faith. Let's just say hope alone. How can hope be turned to money? It's like there's no way hope can be turned to money. Simple. Hope can be turned to money. Because everything of these things we are talking about, they are energies. Zeal is energy. That one is clear, isn't it? Hope is also energy. Because as we are thinking about, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. That hope is generating energy inside of you. So that energy must be used. And that energy must be converted. So let's say he's hoping to become the president of Nigeria. I'm going to become president. I'm going to become president. So that hope that I could become the president of the country is giving you incredible charge, energy. What do you do with that energy? Convert it to process and procedure. Because when you have hope, I don't need to talk about give it a direction. Because the fact that you have hope means you already have something that is related to. You already have a goal. So the fact that you have goal, it means that you have hope that goal will come to pass. And since you have hope, the fact that you have hope, you have one of the greatest energies. So that energy that's coming to you, don't just use it to be saying, to be giving yourself goosebumps or whatever. Goosebumps. To be giving yourself goosebumps and say, yeah, I'm going to marry my boyfriend. Yes, I have a boyfriend waiting for me in Nigeria. Yes, he has already given me a ring. So I'm just waiting to finish. So when I finish. So if if your hope, because that's what people mostly use hope for. They use hope just to do yanga, and they use hope just to feel good. They use hope just to comfort themselves inside. But what you should do with hope is to turn it to energy. What energy? It's already energy in you, but it's a latent energy or latent energy. You must turn it from latent energy to productive energy. One thing you want to turn it to is that hope should give you the energy. You must turn that energy that your hope is giving you to develop plans. Plans? I'm going to do plans because I'm planning to go to become president. I have the hope that I will become. So let me begin to develop my plans now. Number 2, it's supposed to help you and give you energy to do research. Number 3, it's supposed to help you and give you energy to begin to build infrastructures, teams, groups. But first of all, the teams you build, they will become your customers. The teams you build, they will become your followers. The team you build, when you have people, you have money. You can be doing business with them. You can be doing. Meanwhile, you are still going far. Your hope is still 20 years away. But because you are already planning now, the plan has given you business. The plan has given you connection with people. The plan has given you market. The plan has given you. So, because you are connecting with people, you are having businesses to do with them. Because you are making plans and to make money because I have to plan for finances. I have to. So that hope is giving you energy and the grace to 100% commit yourself to building connections, to building people, to building yourself up. And by the time you are building yourself up, you are becoming wiser. And by the time you are becoming wiser, it means you are able to solve, a lot of problems. You are getting skillful. And because of hope only, you are getting yourself, So, and in the meanwhile, all those skills you are giving, they are giving you money. Even more money than you need, especially if they are 100% commitment. So hope is giving you is generating for you a lot of money right now, but going to generate for you even greater one in the future. But in the process, while you are committed to the process and you are doing the process with 100% commitment, it's automatically generating resources for you. Any kind of resource that you want. That's how hope works. Do you get it? Yes, sir. Hold on. I do. Hard work. Oh, hard work, that is even. That's so obvious. If you are really hard working and you love to work hard, it doesn't matter what work. First of all, if you are hard working, it will be like the example that Pastor Louis gave me today. He said, in Ukraine, everybody is complaining that they don't have a job. And he said this summer, he was working all through summer in Kyiv. He said how? Because he had hard work. He said, I just went to the internet, sat down, and began to search. There is something they call work.ua or something. And they just working hard on the computer. And that's not even work hard, really. To go and just search. He just search. There's no need for any work there. He just need to work. And he just found that, there are some opportunities. Many opportunities. And he just put something there. And he was making 500 euros every month while he was summer here. So hard work gives you, even when you search and search hard, you always find the best options. And if you work hard, you always beat others. And people will always hold on to the hard worker. If you just show hard work in any place, anything, Every human being that is successful in this world is looking for hard workers. And there are very few of them. So that one, and if you do it 100%, that one is the easiest one. Is the easiest one. You got it? Good, good.
Opportunity.
Opportunity is the same thing. If you are a man of opportunity, you are always looking. You are always searching. If you are opportunity conscious, that's already worth on its own. Because many people pass by opportunities left and right. But if you are the type that can take advantage of opportunities, everything you see, you can convert it to opportunity. Everything you hear, you can want to opportunity. You want to do something about everything you hear and see. And that's how those things are converted to money. Money is everywhere, but people don't see it. And opportunity sees it. Give the Lord a round of applause.
You are already rich but poor because you have not acknowledged your wealth.
Yeah, we have dealt with that. It's still the same thing. So this way, we could also go through all the. You have all the 30 something there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go through the whole list again.
Okay, from the bottom of the top, sir.
Continue from the bottom.
Willpower. Willpower.
So I want to be asking people in the hall to tell me. I'm going to be mentioning one by one, and you who are going to stand up at least one time. You're going to give me an answer to explanation how to convert that to money.
Willpower.
Go and look at them. Show them. Willpower. Who wants to talk about willpower? Just jump at it by yourself, please. Here, he's here.
Okay.
Don't let me be pointing at you, because otherwise I will make all of you times. You'll be like yesterday. We'll stand there till 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you don't jump at it, you are in for it.
Willpower is the decision, the conscious decision to carry out a certain task or duty. So you can convert that into money by deciding consciously that you're going to make money. By that you can put structures in place, develop systems that will help you to maintain that willpower, because willpower may run out. But then, as long as you decide not to run out of willpower, it's already willpower strengthened or multiplied.
The willpower is first of all the power to make decisions. Many people don't make decisions, and if you have that, you are already a lucky man. It means that you could make a decision that I want to search for work right now, or I want to search for work that will give me this amount of money, and I will not stop until I get it. That's willpower. And there is no way you will search or you will not stop till you get it and you will not get it. The next one.
Feelings and emotions.
Feelings and emotions. How do you use feelings and emotions?
Okay, for example, there are different feelings and there are different emotions. Let's say, for example, compassion or even anger. Let's say you're someone that you can you see something and you're very angry.
Just like my book that I just wrote. Insulted by ungodliness. That is using the power of anger to change a nation. The same way you could use the power of anger to make money. You could begin to go and say, I'm going to change this. And people say, why are you so passionate? I said, I'm concerned about it. He said, are you mean it? Nobody wants to do this thing. And you want to do it? Yes. You become the hot cake. Or you just have emotions or feelings. You can turn your emotion and feeling into empathy. And begin to, have sympathy with people, sympathize with people, and express love for people, express care. Just by hugging people, loving people. There are a lot of people that are just making money out of that. Psychologists and people like that, and pastors and things. But you must give directions. You must give directions to your emotions. You must give direction and purpose to your emotions. Give direction and purpose to your feelings. All the newscasters and television, TV hosts and people, they are people who have given directions to their emotions. Next point.
Mind.
Mind. Who wants to talk about mind? Yes.
Okay. About the mind, I would like to believe that there is no limit to our mind. Most of us use a small portion of our mind. So if you study and you inform
First of all, the
yourself,
thing you want to do with your mind is to first of all take the decision to develop it.
Yes.
And add value to it. if you could really develop your mind and fall in love with developing your mind, you become hot cake in the world. Okay, next one.
Body.
Body. Who wants to use body? Yes, please. You say, yeah.
Okay. For body, we have people like the gymnasts, we have people like the Olympians, we have people like the
Usain Bolt.
yes, the fitness champions. We have people like the nutritionists. We have there are different ways to channel your body into. You just learn about your body and then you use your own experiences to teach others. And
or you use your body to work hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Use your body, manage your body very well, use it to work hard, and it's be able to bring more resources to you, or beautify your body, or, you know, turn into a beauty salon. And the next one.
Voice or words?
Yes. With voice, you can use your voice to inspire people and be a motivational speaker, and you get money for that. Or you can,
announcer.
yes, or announcer, or
MC.
TV presenter, media as well. Oh yes, and as a doctor as well when you speak, and spoken word. Yes.
The next one.
Productivity or production?
Productivity, the Industrial Revolution.
I know that person wants to talk about productivity and production. Yeah?
I think a classic example there would be someone like Dangote, who has chains of industries and involved in
No, we want to start with somebody who has nothing.
Okay.
You know how to convert that ability to produce.
All right. So,
Somebody of you can produce your hair, somebody of you can do productivity, production, anything.
Time.
Like what she's doing, crochet. She's doing dress. That's what she's doing. She's doing dresses for people. She's producing styles and everything, using her hand, using her mind, using her ingenuity, productivity, every time, everywhere. Yes?
Properties and assets.
What can you do with land property and assets? Yes?
I think property, I don't know if I'm to use for example, people who are involved in real estate and all that, because land is something that we always appreciate. So you get a land for a small value, over time it will double and all that. So it can always be converted into either real estate or companies or whatever thing.
Agriculture.
Yeah, farming.
I wanted to say, like, property that sometimes, like, we overlook the small things. Like, for example, if you're a student, you also have property and assets. Those are your textbooks and stuff like that. You can even sell it to students who are in lesser courses than you, and even print out books like Croc. I know students who are printing out books for Croc and selling to other students.
Thank you.
Yes. Integrity, reputation, and character.
All right. Okay, please. I consist here.
I think for that one, the example I love for that one is Donald Trump. For integrity, Donald Trump is known for excellence. His trademark is excellence, integrity. Whatever thing.
Integrity.
Yes. No. So I can explain. I can explain. Basically, there was a study and documentary and all sort of study I did on this guy. Whatever thing has the name Donald Trump on it, you can go to sleep based on that. And as a matter of fact, that was used in the last election because he's known as a straight talker. He's not known.
That integrity.
Guys, we always.
Okay, that one is debatable. Let's see.
All right, I will just use the classical example of God himself saying, I honor my word more than my name because it is the performance of my
How
word.
can you turn it to money?
Yes, yes. How you can turn it to money is because with your integrity, people can come to you with what they have that you may not even have and say, keep this for me and you can collect rent and commission.
Just like Switzerland.
Yes, Switzerland, yes.
I wanted to say that.
I want to use another example. Like when people, like you used the example of producing shoes or clothes. Like when people produce quality things, people go after the quality more than the quantity.
Okay.
Talent.
How can you use talent?
Okay, different talents, like even being an actor, being an actress, a comedian, being a TV, no, not TV presenter, but basically being an actor and actress. You could be an.
First of all, you just have to develop. Make sure.
Yeah, having to.
Make sure you push your talent. Whenever you have talent, it's nothing until you add value to it. Make sure you push yourself with that talent and develop it to the highest level. Once you add value to it, it's just like saying you know how to play musical instrument, piano, but the last 6 years you have not even touched it. We're not going to be competitive.
That's true.
But if you practice 6 hours a day, every day, you have become hot cake. Talent developed is the one that earns you money. Next one.
Critical thinking.
Okay.
Don't give me for the
Okay. Critical thinking. So I heard here, I can't remember if it was you or Pastor Joshua that mentioned a young girl that came for HMC, and then after, she started helping people with their PhDs, that kind of stuff. When you know that, what?
Go ahead.
And anyway, so that kind of thing, you think critically, especially when you know that the power of your mind is maybe more developed than average, you tend to think of how best to use it. That's something that most people won't even think about doing. But yet somebody just realized that, oh, okay, I can see solutions where nobody else can, or where most people can't. And so you use that to your advantage. If I decide that, oh, you know what, I'm going to start helping people become doctors, I'm going to start showing them what they should do, and actually decide to turn it into a career or something I can make money from, then I'm going to be really successful.
Okay. Let's, I don't know if we still have people there or not. Yes. Let me see. Okay. Hello, everybody. Pastor Sunday is still here. I want to talk to all of you that are watching this program right now that please go ahead and share the message, please. Because this you could actually give to your children. You could send this to your children in colleges or in school, in secondary school, everywhere. Let's go ahead and share this message and put some comments on it so that our children will be able to learn from these things we are learning here, so that they will know that they are already wealthy, right, and they can turn those wealth into riches. God didn't send anybody here without some form of wealth, only that we are not diligent enough to recognize or to explore them and to turn them into riches. So please, let's go ahead and share this message right now. If you have not yet shared it, look under your video. You'll be able to see a share button there. Go and press it. Go and share the message, and and write something on it, and you will see that because you shared before. You remember we started before, and that one caught. So the one that we are using now is another one. You need to share the second time. The one you shared that first time was for the first video, but this one was is the second video. So let's make sure that we share this one as well. Okay, here we go. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the next one?
Ability to learn.
Ability to studious, being studious, yes?
Okay, just be studious. I just want to use, for example, someone like John C. Maxwell. He found out that he actually loves to study things, and he said, if you can study something for 5 years, become an expert in that thing. And he made up his mind that he wanted to study on leadership, and he had the ability. So he studied leadership for 5 years, and he became an expert in leadership, and now he teaches people on leadership, and he makes like hundreds of dollars in just for an hour too.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, someone else. Next one.
Action.
Action. Anybody likes to act? How does acting, action brings you money? Yeah.
You can have idea, you can have zeal, you can have passion, but until you do something, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah. So if you are a man of action, it means that you will always be fast and you'll be an upstart. And if you're an upstart and you are always willing to go and do something, you will always produce. A man of action will always produce. Either he's producing goods, or he's producing services, or he's even rendering help. And when you are busy doing that, you will never be without money. Next one.
Education.
Someone who is educated. You know, the fact that people have money doesn't mean that they know what to do. The person who knows how will always control the person who has what. So a lot of people they have a lot of things, but because you know how, they will need to employ you. They will be paying you money to use your knowledge.
Yeah.
Next one.
Values or persistence.
Anybody there? Persistence. Yeah.
Values or persistence, we could use the nation of South Korea. How they, in the 60s, they were considered one of the poorest countries in the world. But then, one thing that they were persistent about was they invested.
No, that's about the country. But I'm talking about how to make it into money.
Into money.
So if I am I'm a person without money, but I am just because we don't just want focus on how to make something from nothing. We are considering all these factors. We are talking about them because we are looking at people who don't have anything. That's the only thing you have. Okay, you want to talk?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. What I think when you were talking about persistence, like you gave an example how you'd go out like every day and you would continually say, "Come to Jesus, come to Jesus, come to Jesus." That persistence will continually like be ringing in people's mind. That repetition. So because of that repetition, people will come because they'll be like, "Ha, what's up with this guy? Let's go and actually see what's there." Because persistence will actually create curiosity in people, and most people are interested in things that are mysterious.
If you are persistent about anything, just like the drop of water that could break through a rock, persistence will always bring result. Just like the ordinary drop of water like this. Or just like you want to go somewhere, as long as you keep on going, even if it is 100,000 kilometers, as long as you keep on going, you will get their persistence.
Creativity.
Creativity is the ability to bring into existence something where there is nothing. Like, for example, we look at the nation of Dubai. It was in desert land. There was nothing there. But the...
No, we're not talking about countries and things. We want to talk about you. You are just a creative person.
From yourself, we can bring up inventions, things that people haven't thought of yet, things that people need, that they need solutions to. You can create it from nothing, create something, and use it to create wealth too.
How about this? Like using the example of like the fashion design thing, having to be a fashion designer, having to start by drawing. Yeah, by drawing design, then from drawing design, then you put it into action, like giving it to tailor or to sew, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but how do you make money out of it? What you do is this. Yes, you must make sure that just you sit down in your room, you have creativity, write down, draw, let's say 1,000 ideas for every member of your class. For everybody in your class, draw some drawings and styles for everybody, different. And begin to propose to them, which one do you want, which one do you want? By the time you feel everybody is ordering something from you, you become rich that way. You don't get it? Yeah.
Interior decoration as well.
Interior decoration, the same thing. It could be different topics. Go ahead.
The next is purpose. Purpose.
If you have goals, purposes. Yeah, who wants to talk about that?
So I simply define purpose as discovering a problem and then you have a solution. and I got to discover that people would pay anything to get a solution. So I discover a problem, I go and look for the solution, and I tell you, hey, I'm your solution. Bring something, they'll pay.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Next one.
Good reputation.
How does good reputation work? Look.
Let me answer. I'll use an example. When I was at Barispo, now we live in Harkov, another city. I used to do real estate business. And when we moved, I stopped doing. But till today, because of my reputation, customers still call me. Wow. They will say, this person told me that you helped him to sell. Wow. Because I sold it not just for selling, but, you know, I was involved in everything, their family, I consulted them, you know, giving them hope and everything. So that was my trademark, you know, my integrity, my reputation and everything. They still call me till today.
Excellent. Just reputation is saying yes, yes, no, no.
Yeah.
Once you say yes, yes, no, no, people know that that's who you are. They will give you anything to be able to make sure that you perform for them. Yes, that's right.
Influence.
Who wants to talk about influence? How can you turn influence to money?
Influence is about getting people to get something done. And many times what you need to do, it's people that will do it and you get it, you know, you sell it and you get your money.
So you might never go to work, but because you have influence, money will be coming for you. Just like my friend that is there, Iriti, she's doing a job for me now, but she doesn't really need to be the one sitting down to do it. She used her influence to organize a system, and you know that she could make money from me and make money for other people too.
Ideas.
Ideas. Steve Jobs had an idea of.
No. You are using other people. How can you, who from nothing, go just with ideas alone and make money? That's what we're talking about. Okay. No. Let's get peace.
Okay. Ideas are something that every one of us here has every single day. And the funny thing about this particular wealth is that it's very slippery. You have ideas and they slip out if you don't do something with them immediately. So immediately you have an idea, that's a whole lot of wealth. Do something with it immediately and begin to generate wealth. Another thing is that there are some people that they have more ideas, they get ideas more than others. So people come to them, how do I do this? And then they pay you and you give them ideas. And they consult you become a consultant, and they give you ideas on how you can even make wealth for yourself, and you still pay them for that.
No, if you are a person of ideas, make a list of 100, 1,000 ideas and begin to just propose to people. Yeah. And people will begin to buy the ideas from you and compensate you. And will take percentages from those things. That's what.
Location and environment.
Location and environment. Anybody want to talk about that?
If you get somewhere before other people, obviously you have the unfair advantage and you can become a real estate manager, agent, show them the places are there.
Okay, let me talk about that. Somebody else wants to talk about that.
I think property also comes under this, because something like a resort is what people are looking for a change of environment. So if it's too scenic, if it's too sublime to be over there, you have a view or you have this facility and that facility, people will definitely come and give you a lot of money.
Why does it have to be with real estate?
May I use Ukraine as an example? I'm sure the people who were agents, who came as agents, there were really a lot of Nigerians here. So people who started as agents, they came to this place. It's an environment. And then they proposed the ideas to parents back in Nigeria. And then they were collecting the agents' money. And from there, I'm just...
No, you are talking about people's examples. What, again, don't forget to know that what we are doing is how to make riches come from just your basic wealth resources that you have. So you are going to say, like, for example, if I'm a person of, that just likes location or recognizing location. So that's my own advantage. I know how to assess my location. So first of all, you might be able to say, okay, I am going to do something. Since I like location and environment, I know places, okay, I'm going to get involved with taxi driving or, navigatory system. Or I'm going to give recommendation to people. or I'm going to help people, with navigation. So you can form your own navigatory system that way. Or number two, you want to make a study of your environment and of what is located where. And then you want to study it and put it and then begin to sell it out to people as that is where you can get this is where you can get this is what, and turn it into wealth. Remember that all these things we are mentioning, I don't just want you to use people's examples who have already done it. That is not what's going to help you. I want you to tell me how you, from nothing, having no money, nothing, but making just all these potentials and turn them into money. You see that all the examples that I'm giving, they are about, you alone. You only have that capacity or that idea. How do you turn it to money? I don't want to hear Bill Gates or Singapore or something. This is different here. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Okay, so I like to cook. So while I was seated here this evening, I thought to myself that I've been in Ukraine for about 5 years, and I've actually not used my cooking skills to make money. So I thought to myself that this is winter. How about you start to sell pepper soup to guys? So my environment, I can't go in summer and start to sell pepper soup. I can't go to China and start to sell pepper soup to Chinese. You understand? So my environment actually has dictated a way I can make money out of my own gifts.
Brilliant. Next one.
Positive mental attitude.
Positive mental attitude. How can that be turned into money? Who wants to talk about that?
Well, many people, when they embark on a project, they easily get frustrated due to several obstacles. Now, because you know how to encourage people, so you could give that skill to someone, so you become like a partner. You don't have the idea, you don't know what they are doing, but I think, boy, we can do this. Let's get this done. What's the next thing? So you could just say that motivational speaker, something like that. Good. To help someone.
Good.
Intellectual development. Does intellect.
You can do, if you ask somebody that is prowess in intellectual development, go and study, do your own assignments, and then organize groups and be doing classes to junior students or even your own classmates, because you have already passed that exam last semester or 2 semesters again. Then give extra curriculum classes to a lot of people and make money that way. Or even go to other schools or go to secondary schools or other people and offer something. Use your intellect to make money for yourself.
Thank you, sir. Time.
Time. The ability to manage time.
Now, most of the people who do consultations, what they sell is their time. And in fact, for everything people sell, what they sell, first of all, is their time. And what people want to buy is respect. So for everything you do, I think you are selling your time.
Yeah, but what I would say is that if I'm good in time management, everybody is disorganized around the world. And around you also, everybody is disorganized around you. They don't have time. Everybody doesn't have time. So I will just be giving people consultation on how to manage their time, how they could become more productive, how you can succeed in everything, how you can always make it, how you can always carry out your plans, how you can maximize your day. So there's a whole lot of seminars there and individual consultation that you could turn into money. Next one.
Interpersonal relationship.
Relationships, yes.
I wanted to say something about relationships. Your relationships are your marketplace. Like, for example, I have a friend who started a t-shirt business. Most of the people who are buying his t-shirts are his friends. But if he didn't have good relationships with those people, then they wouldn't buy those t-shirts. And another thing is this, with relationships, you can connect people together. Like, there's this one guy who was telling me that he was selling things that he didn't have. Like, someone would come to him and be like, I need a gadget. Then he would go to someone who sells gadgets and says, okay, there's someone who needs a gadget. They want it for this price, but I've added a price. That will be my commission. Do you want it? And then the guy would say yes. And then he would go to the guy and say, oh, I found this gadget for this price. And then the guy would be like, cool. And then he buys it and then he gets his money.
Brilliant. Next one.
Skills.
Skills. Oh. That's a lot. Okay.
Okay, for skills, skills can be directly converted into money very quickly because you can actually sell whatever skill you have. For instance, if you have a skill probably of marketing, you can just look for somebody that has maybe a talent.
Any product.
Any products, yeah. And so you can just market it basically and just make money out of it.
Or if you are good in computer.
Yeah, good in computer, maybe
You
like
do any
making
program,
websites, you can
any
just
app.
make website, design websites and make money off it.
Okay.
Health.
Okay, for example, in Ukraine here, girls, ladies, we basically lack where to make our heads. So some people have
No
this...
skills, show our head now. Let me show the
okay. So some people have this skill of making hair. So if you have skills, you should basically develop yourself in skills. Look for areas where they are scarce so that you can make your money. Like in my university, there are people that they bake and they sell to other people. And these are stuff you can't find in Ukraine, like meat pie, egg roll and stuff. So if you have a skill, you should develop it and egg roll. Egg roll. So if you have a skill, it's in Nigeria.
Yes. What is egg rolls. Is it like egg notches or whatever? Scotch eggs.
Scotch egg, like Scotch egg.
Yeah.
But different.
It's different, eh?
Yeah,
Okay, next one.
Health.
Health. How for health will give you money? Yeah?
Okay, so that was, we are studying medicine, and then there are little things we could learn. For example, let me start from healthy hair. There's some people that could start teaching people how to take care of their hair on Facebook and all that. People will pay you. Then some maybe nice skin, how to eat healthy and have nice skin, how to exercise. Some people, they are going to the gym, and then you become a food, whatever. You teach people how to eat healthy, and they pay you, and you make money from it.
Okay. Good. All are done. Okay. Thank you. So how was the class today? You have to listen and convert. Okay, guys, everybody, how are you all doing over there? Are you still there? Okay, if you are still there, I want to say thank you so much for being with us. I hope that you are blessed who are watching us through Facebook. And you know that today's message were in two parts because the internet cut. So if you didn't see the first part, go and find the first part, and this is the second part, and go and copy both the first and second, and write us your opinion, write us your impressions, what you think. And when you are sharing also, go and write your impressions and opinion about what you are sharing. I thought that the HMT would not be transmitted, but you see, you are lucky. It's working out for us to transmit it for you. So congratulations to you and to everybody that is here. Let's go share this message. Let's go share it and spread the word. And we'll be back here tomorrow again with you. God bless you, everyone. Bye.